Hello everyone, I'm going to be drawing a dual-eyed cat today. So when I tell my students we're drawing an animal, I always tell them to look for shapes first. So I block out where it looks like the shapes of certain body parts are. Chest, rump, that sound was... Okay, did she eat on the table? She might show up later. There's a tail that goes here. Kind of curves down a little bit. And the arm and the paw. We can't see the other paw. Okay. And then when I start with a cat's face, I always start with the nose. In my brain, everything connects from the nose. When I draw people, I start with the eyes. But when I draw animals, I start with the nose. And this cat has a green eye over here and a blue eye over here. So that'll be fun. Just little slits for the pupils. The ears are very round on top. They're not pointy like some other cats. Draw a measuring line here. And flatten this out. There we go, we have the head done now. See, right here is a paw. Goes about to here. Interrupted by the tail. This curves down more, it's not so round. And then there's the edge of the couch cushion here. All right, that's a good outline. Now let's erase some of these extra pencil lines here. I built a wall with my Tombow markers. Katie's trying to figure out how to break through the Great Wall of markers. There's a gap there, though. I figured she would want to come say hello. Hello, Katie Pillar. Was it a good breakfast today? Now, I know I said originally that I was going to go live when I did this, but it turns out in order to go live on YouTube, you have to have a minimum of 50 subscribers, followers, whatever you want to call them. And I only have, when I checked this morning, 36. So I cannot go live. My students would be so disappointed whenever I show them a video, because I make videos for my students on YouTube for certain projects where they have to be able to see my hands. A lot of the fiber projects, weaving, sewing, and they're always like, oh, you have a YouTube channel. I'm going to find your YouTube channel. How many subscribers do you have? Are you famous? And I'm like, I'm not making videos to be famous. I'm making them because I'm an art teacher and you need to see my hands. So they would be so disappointed. They knew I didn't have 50. I really don't. It doesn't matter though. This is just for fun. I'm not like gonna start becoming a YouTuber and stop being a teacher. Being a teacher is what I do. All right. So this cat has white, orange, and then it's green and blue eyes. So let's look for, we're gonna do this blue. Now I'll be using Tombow markers, the dual tip. So one side has a brush. I don't use this side as often. And the other side has the daughter, I call it, the fine tip, which is what I will be using primarily. So I'm gonna erase most of this eye, but not all of it. But this is where we're hitting first. Okay, there's the base layer for the eye. Whoa! That was exciting. My stand, I just bumped it and it just went everywhere. All right, and the other eye is green, which will be this green. This is my cat's eye green. And then we'll go back and add some shadowing inside of it. Sometimes I use a fine tip black marker to outline everything, and sometimes I don't. I'm gonna try not outlining with this one. See if we like it. Hello, Echo. He just came in here. He probably won't come on the table though. Hello, do you want to say hello? That's nice of you. Good boy, mister. I'll let you out later. Mama's busy. He likes, after he eats breakfast, to go outside and patrol the neighborhood. And, well, he just gets to go in his catio. It's really not much, but to him, it is important. All right, a bit of a shadow here. Yep. And same with the other eye. Just a bit of a shadow here in the center. Okay, so that's done. Now let's do the nose. The nose has freckles. Nose and inside of the ears, what we'll do next, because I got those two colors handy. All right, so the nose is a freckled nose, because this is a ginger cat. And they are black freckles. Okay. So, okay, she can hear her brother down there. She's getting territorial. She's occasionally gets quite territorial over me. She's the baby princess of the family. She does not share well. There we go, freckled nose. Now we'll do the inside of the ears. You're fine, Mr. Echo. It's still early. And it's Catterday, so you'll have all day to be outside. This is my palest of the pinks, which I have found to be perfect for the inside of cats' ears. They just have that pale pink flesh for our pink-eared cat friends. Katie, what are you doing? Dragging your tile tag all over the table. You're being noisy, little lady. I will draw you eventually, don't worry. I'm gonna draw you with your safety cone hat. Remember that? She doesn't want to talk about her safety cone hat. And then there's a bit of shadow on this side. And same with this ear. Bit of shadow where it curves out. There we go. Now we switch to the ginger sections. All right, for ginger sections on cats, I use these two. One's kind of a fleshish, but it's orangey flesh. And then I kind of go back and add a little bit of orange, you know. Gotta love our ginger friends. Let's see. On this ginger, there's some ginger here in the muzzle. That goes diagonal from the nose here. Kind of perks out a little bit, and then perks out a bit here. Like that. It's just a bit of ginger here on the chin. Okay, knocking everything around. And then there's a bit of ginger here. And then ginger on the snoot, and nose here. There's some curves this way under the eye. Like that. My students are always like, wouldn't it just be faster to just color it? Probably, but I don't think it would look as nice. The paintbrush section is useful, but I don't like that it leaves like the marker streaks, like you can tell where the marker was. Sometimes I'll use it for background. It's really good for like doing grass, but I don't really want to have that when I'm doing a cat. There we go, in your outline. There's that. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. And for the body, it looks like the orange starts here by the head, but kind of curves a bit on the shoulder here. Goes up like a triangle here. And then goes up, down a skinny bit, and then back down where the bum is. There's a little piece that sticks out like that, and the tail is orange. So that's what we're gonna do next. And then we'll go back and add some shadowing. And some extra orange. So yeah, this color, which I don't even know the number anymore, it's worn off, is always included in the skin tone sets. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's supposed to be like for ginger people's hair. But usually skin tone is a lot of browns and peaches. But then there's this orange guy. And I found I like him best for ginger cats. We're going to put some shadowing there. So we will regain our divider line between our head and our body. And then this ginger has a few light brown cinnamon stripes. So that will be added as well. Hello, Katie Pillar, you're back. Have you come to check on me or to check on your food bowl? I think you've eaten everything for the morning. She also got another chicken neck bone, one of those freeze-dried bones. We let Echo chomp on it for a little bit, but then he was like, yeah, I'm good. And I turned around and she was licking her chops and the bone was gone. I'm like, well, that was the fastest you've ever eaten a bone. She's starting to really come to like those, which is good. Extra nutrients for the little lady. I don't want those pencil lines to get trapped under the ink, and then later when I go to erase them, they won't come up because they're trapped under the ink. I've had that happen in the past. That was annoying. Now I'm only using watercolor that's 4 by 6 inches, so these are small. But when I was working on Dandy the Brave, a lot of times, oh, now Echo's eating. He eats on a changing table, though. Because, knock on wood, so far Kated hasn't discovered how to get up onto the changing table. Because he eats, obviously, adult food, because he's a man. And whenever she's eaten adult food or snuck it, she has seizures. The neurologist and vet are like, it can't be grown-up food that causes seizures. That's just weird. And I'm like, well, she's a weird cat. And I personally think, because kitten food has like extra fats and nutrients and omegas and oils for, you know, brain and body development with kittens. I think that she just still needs those, even though she's technically an adult queen. And when she doesn't get them with the adult food, and the deficiency or whatever causes seizures. That's my conspiracy theory. I don't know if I'm right, but we found so long as she's still eating kitten food, her seizures are way, way less. Like once a year instead of like a few weeks. So I gotta keep her separated from his food because, well, forbidden noms, of course she wants to eat them. But anyway, like I was saying with Dandy the Brave, that was a 6 by 9 paper, and I was doing usually the whole thing with dots, except where the text for the story was, and that would take me like a week. Granted, I was usually just working on it when my students were working on work time, sometimes on the weekends, but snippets here and there, and it would take me 3 to 6 days to do one. But it's hard to find picture frames for 6 by 9 paper. I don't really want to have to go and have custom frames built or have frames that are too big for the artwork, with the artwork's like swimming in. So I figured 4 by 6. These came already pre with the nice edge. I like that. Kind of tornish edge. It's a really nice look with watercolor paper. And it's much easier to find some nice frames for the 4 by 6 because that's usually the size of a photograph. You know, for them old schoolers out there who, you know, get photographs printed. That's what size they are. Excuse me. Caught at the end of a school year bug from my students. And I'm mostly over it. But I still got a little cough occasionally. Let's see. Tail curves down. I want the tail here. Echo, you're such a noisy eater. I think we're almost done with this. Now there's one more triangle that comes up and almost meets that triangle there. Like that. I think they actually do meet. There we go. Do that. And then we'll add the extra orange and then we'll go back and add shadows. Okay, there's that. go back and we add orange. But some of his orange is really pale, so I'm not going to add it to those sections. I'm just going to add the extra orange to where this beauty's more gingery ginger is. And from a distance, you can't really see these extra orange dots, but I don't know if I get closer, if you can see where the extra orange dots are. It just kind of helps add to the illusion. Some of my students don't like it when I do the extra layer because I'm doing faster and farther apart. So I actually end up lifting the marker a little higher than when I do the controlled base layer. And it makes this tappy noise. And some of them are like, "Miss, stop." So now we start adding shadows. So let's look. This one for sure will be for shadows where there's white. Erase more of these. I do need to erase this line. So this is my lightest of my grays. And it often gets used for shadowing on white sections. Which can help create these outlines that we erased. And then let's erase where the paw is. There is a shadow between the toes. And the rest of this outline will happen when I color in the couch. But obviously I'm not doing that today. I'm just going to do the cat. And then there's a few little, like this, where the white fur is wrinkled. Okay. So a little bit of a shadow here. And here at the bum. Okay. Satisfied with that for the moment. Now I need this one. Katie likes this one. I don't know why. She always chews on this one. But this is the one we will use for the stripes. I don't know how I like this though without the clean outline, so I might actually end up going back and adding in the outlines. That's what I'm thinking. Stripes on the tail, up to the bum. Yeah, I think I am going to go back and add that outline. I think it'll just look cleaner and more defined. So here we go. Normally I would have done this before I colored, but that already looks better. Oh, I think Kate is getting a drink. Was that a good hydration Katie did? Chirp. What are you doing, little lady? You're gonna play with the crinkle baby? There we go, I like that. Okay. Now, you don't want to go too dark. Let's try this one first, number 75, which sounds like a lot, but obviously the lower, well, not obviously, but with this one, the lower the number, the lighter the shading is, so it's actually not dark enough. Okay, let's go to 65. There's a shadow there. Right here. Oh, I think this will work. This area is in shadow. And the shadow curves like this. And check your groceries again, Kay did. I'm pretty sure you've eaten it all. Say hello, little lady. You know, how dare I draw somebody that's not you when you're the princess? You'll survive. Oh, she's got her crinkle baby down there. She's good. It's a green and gold one today. Okay, there's that shadow, and that kind of shadows down here a bit too. And then let's go one lighter for the shadow that's down by. There's a bit of a shadow down here. It's not as noticeable, so I like that this gray is a bit, it's less telling. Okay. And then there's a bit of shadowing. It's kind of medium between the two. Along the bum here. So I'll just do a little bit of the darker one. And then I'll fill it in with this one. Okay. And then there's a bit of a shadow along the bottom of the paw here, where it comes back to the elbow. Okay. And then we need to go back to this one for the whisker marks. Okay. And I will add whiskers later because I don't want them to interfere with what I'm going to do in the background. But I will go ahead and add the ear hairs. Oh, and then we need to add the collar. And then like this. Okay. Now it looks like the collar is brown. So we'll go with this guy. We can only see part of the collar till the chin here. And then there's kind of looks like a reddish brown bell. Like that. All right. So there's that. Tomorrow, on my own, I will work on the couch the cat is sitting on. The couch is brownish in the picture, but I think I might do some greens. Some dark velvety greens is what I'm thinking about. But thanks for hanging with me. And here's the kitty.